thinks like, oh, you run into business. Everybody thinks you're a millionaire because there's people there. They don't know that, oh, every person in here, that school got 60% of that. I got 40%. But out of that 40%, I got to pay my advertising costs. I got to pay the boxing commission. I got to pay celebrity theater, or whatever. I got to pay the site fee. I got to pay for the radio. Like,
they don't know.
You got to put in 50, 60K.
You know, because you're a promoter,
right? But you got to put in money to make money. It's really easy to show up and be like, oh, this is easy. But they don't understand what those costs are. And you got to pay for radio time. How much is radio ads at? How much is it? How much is a new time ad? Well, for new time, I got to buy a block because those are those ins and outs. No, but unless you go through it, it is one of the hardest.
Yeah.
Promoting is the hardest thing because you can have the best product in the world, But if you don't know how to sell that to somebody,
bingo. That's a good point. I want to interrupt you real quick on that subject. Anybody can do an MMA show, but can you bring paying customers to the show? That's the difference. And that's the difference what I was able to do and everybody else couldn't do. That's why these current promoters can only draw 100 people, 200 people to their shows. Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to badmouth them, but it's very difficult, and one thing I wanted to bring up before we finish this interview is that a lot of these instructors, I don't get mad at the fighters very much, but the instructors will smile at me, act like they're my friends. I want them to know that I always knew you guys didn't care about me, but you weren't that smart, because you didn't have to like me. You should have just kept bringing your fighters in, so they could have a platform, and et cetera, and et cetera. So that was part of the reason too, where the show, I still held my own until the end, but it was dipping a little bit. It started to get really, really difficult at the end. But yeah, anyways, I wanted to just talk about how I own Rage in the Cage again. And there's one other thing I wanted to bring up that I almost forgot. I had a show 2 years ago, scheduled. I did a little small show, getting ready to do a little small show in May, so I was filling it out. A few days before the show, the commission shut me down because they said that there was a few things that, it was actually my friend who's the licensee, he hired me as a subcontractor. Told my friend, not me actually, that there was a few things that we didn't do. Well, we still had 3 or 4 days for the event. I believe it was a Wednesday. We had the show all paid for already. I had the show paid for by Wednesday. And they canceled our show. You know how much money my friend lost? And you would think that here's Rage in the Cage trying to make a comeback. You would think you would embrace us, help us.
That's money for the boxing commission. That's revenue coming back that wasn't there. You know what I mean? So it's like...
It was personal because I was part of it. I was hired as a subcontractor, but I allowed him to use the name Rage in the Cage. And at the time, I was having issues with them, and we'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah, let's do that for another time, man. Well, I appreciate your time. It was a great interview.
All right.
Keep it rolling.